Hi, I'm Joe from the Old Garage. We're going to talk today about fuel. A lot of times we have a car, doesn't run right, has some kind of drivability problem. It's not a car problem, it's a fuel problem, right? It can be caused by excessive alcohol in the fuel, or it can be caused by water in the fuel, right? Both of them are very easy to check for, and I'm going to show you how to do it both with a commercially available product and with graduated cylinder, which is kind of a universally available laboratory piece of equipment. So first, this is the uh, commercially available unit. This is, I got it on Amazon. It's from the aircraft industry, and um, it's a pretty nice thing. Just a little plastic tube with a cap, right? You say it there, see it there. It says ethanol testing bottle. Like I said, it's available from Amazon. So here are directions right here. Fill to the blue line with water. Carefully pour gasoline up to the red gasoline line, and screw the cap on. Then shake the bottle for 5 seconds and let the bottle sit for 5 minutes, and read the percentage of alcohol. If you look on the side here, there's already a nice little scale there where we'll be able to read what the percentage of alcohol is. Right, whatever it is, 25%, 45, 60, whatever. All right, so how do we go about doing that? So here it is. I'm going to put in my little tray here that I have lined with a pig mat, so when I do spill the gasoline, it won't get all over. I want to be pretty careful in my measurements here to get these to the lines, because that'll affect my reading later. If I want to be accurate, I have to be accurate with my measurements. So I'm going to fill it up with water to the blue line. That's pretty good. Right, and this is just water from a water bottle anywhere. The tap water is fine. Then I have my gas can here, right? I'm going to fill it up with some gas out of my gas can. This is from a local gas station. Nothing special, nothing unusual. And we'll see what it comes from. Now, normally, this would be the gasoline out of the car, right? Out of the fuel tank. We get it from a fuel line, or we can siphon it right out of the tank. Get it from the fuel line and the engine is probably the best place to do it. I put my cap on. I make sure my cap is tight, and then I'm going to shake it up. It says to shake it up for 5 seconds, right? And I'm going to say that's about 5 seconds. And then we wait, and the water and the gas will separate, right? Notice it's already starting to separate, and I'm not going to hold it up here for the 5 minutes for you to see. But if we look, it's already starting to approach 5% alcohol, right? And that's, you can see it a little bit. And we're going to set it aside. Now, I have another one here I did before, and we'll take that up, and I'm going to change my camera view a little bit here so you can see it better and more level. And if you notice, right, if I hold that up there just right, you can see the water level there. Yeah, and if I try to hold it level there, up a little higher maybe, you can see it's just above the 5%. And yeah, it's hard to hold it up in the picture. But it's just around 5% alcohol, which is pretty normal for here. Our fuel is, by law, required to be 10% alcohol. So what if I don't have one of these snazzy Amazon ethanol testers? What I have here is a graduated cylinder. I ordered it again online. It's 100 milliliters. I picked that on purpose because it makes the math easy. What am I going to do? Again, I'm going to fill it up to the line. I'm going to fill it up to this line here. I'm going to fill it up to 10 millimeters with water. Milliliters. I'm going to make sure I say that. There. A little too much there, and this is nice because I can adjust it. And still a little too much. if you look, you can see it's just up to the 10 milliliter line. Again, like I did before, now I'm going to add my gasoline. I'm going to bring it up to the 100 milliliter line. Just a little shy of the 100 milliliter line. I'm put my rubber stopper in there. I'm also going to take a paper towel and wrap it around the end here because I don't want to take a bath. And I'm going to shake it up. And we'll set it aside, right, for just a minute and let it separate. So that's how we test for ethanol. It's pretty easy to do. Our fuel here all has ethanol in it. What do you do? How do you test for water? Water is even simpler. I have a sample bottle here, and yes, that's a discarded soft drink bottle. And I've taken the fuel sample, I've filled up that water bottle, this whatever, soft drink bottle with it. I wrote the date on there, just so I know, and usually I write whose car it is and whatnot, so that I have, you know, I can remember whose is whose. And when I want to show somebody that they have water in their gas, I can show them. There it is. The water separates pretty readily from the gases almost as soon as you put it in the bottle. And it becomes obvious, right? And it doesn't really take a lot of water to separate out. This one here, this is a much smaller bottle. Notice it has just a little bit of water there on the bottom. And that'll just separate it by itself. If you fill that up, it'll leave it sit for a few minutes and it'll separate, right? There are alcohol bottles there said 5%. So let's see, what do we got here, right? I look there, read that, that one says 5%. This is the other one I did, right? And that one also said 5%. 5% alcohol isn't anything really to worry about. What about my graduated cylinder? If I hold it up there and you can see, notice I originally filled it up with 10 milliliters of water. Now the line is at 15 milliliters. Well, that's 5 milliliters different. That's because it's 5% alcohol. That makes up the difference. The water and the alcohol mix together, and that's what causes my separation there between the water and the gasoline, right? It's the difference becomes the alcohol. The water and the alcohol absorb each other. They become one, and then you have that line between the water-alcohol mixture and the gasoline. And that's enough to cause us problem. 5% is not enough to cause us problem. Any amount of water in the fuel is enough to cause us a problem, though. And that's how we check for water and alcohol in our fuel. And it's very easy to do, and it should be, when you're doing drivability diagnosis, that should be one of the very first tests that you do. Have a nice day, and I'm Joe from the Old Garage.